We have a 2017 Ram 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins in it, and we just disconnected the wire going to the heater grid. I've been reading quite a bit about the heater grid bolt failures and causing catastrophic damage somewhere around piston number 5 and 6. I guess flip a coin. Either way, the engine becomes toast. Let's take a look at the heater grid bolt. Right now mine's in good shape, and I'm going to keep it in good shape. Give you an idea where it's at. It's located right here. Cummins and Ram says you can do a jiggle test without going too crazy on it. Mine's very solid, but this truck's only got 20,000 miles on it. Most people don't realize is that this cable, it can carry about 210 amps. That's a lot of current, but that grid gets awful hot. It has to help start the truck in cold weather. But the issue is this bolt and that piece of insulation that runs down through the plate and the bolt head in the plate running up from the bottom. If that solenoid gets stuck and remains energized, it basically burns it up and it starts arcing out to the plate. And when it does that enough, it can actually corrode it and eat it in half. You could just get it weaker and weaker, and then finally it breaks off. And it may not be an entire bolt head, it may be a third, it may be a fourth or a half of a bolt head. When it finally gets its way past the intake valves and in the combustion chamber, now it's a battle between the piston and the head, and that's when the damage occurs. It's a shame too, something so simple can cause all that trouble and cost you about $20,000. Well, we'll see how it behaves. This is the passenger side battery. Some owners have disconnected it here. What you're trying to avoid is getting a bunch of check engine lights and DTCs to come up on your screen. Okay, we opted to leave the solenoid energized and just disconnected the cable going from the solenoid. Supposedly, if you do it this way, you won't get any errant codes. You won't get any check engine lights, but it's also my understanding that you're supposed to start the truck before the wait to start finishes its cycle. I'm in a habit of always waiting about 3 seconds anyway for the lift pump to prime, and that's going to be the method we're going to use. We'll try it right now, but it's in the 60s, but I haven't started it since I've removed it. And all I did is carefully get this out of the way. And also of note, this cable here wanted to inch its way forward along this support bar here, and by doing that, it's getting very close to the fan. So if you do it, take your zip tie, tie it over here, and then just circle it around, tie it off to the engine lift bracket, make sure it can't go anywhere. And this way, if it don't work, or if I sell the truck or trade it, in 2 minutes time, I'm going to have it ready to go. So let's hop in the truck right now and start it for the first time since unhooking it. Of course, it fired right up. It's only 73 degrees outside, but in the morning it's supposed to get down in the 50s, so we will try it first thing in the morning, and that will be about 3 seconds from now. Last night it got to a low of 55. Right now it's right at 58 to 60 degrees. We'll turn it on, see what the outside air temperature is on the display, and we're just going to turn it on. It should give me the wait to start, but we're going to ignore that and start it between 2 and 3 seconds, just to let the lift pump do a little priming. 1, 2. That's actually a quicker start than if I let it cycle. We got a trailer hooked up, so we won't pay any attention to that. 59 degrees. I'm pretty sure the heater grid is called into service at 65 and below. I heard it click right there, and I think that was a solenoid disabling. So right now it does not know that it's hooked up or not. I don't know how this is going to work when it gets colder. I will keep the video updated in the comment section. I spent January and February in Sebring, Florida. In 9 mornings out of 10, it would drop below 65 degrees during the night, and this thing would go through that heat cycle. So it does it a whole lot of times when it is absolutely not necessary, putting a lot of wear and tear, and each time it cycles, it's putting about 200 amps on the battery. And that 200 amp draw, pretty sure, is a minimum of 10 seconds. And it stays on a little longer depending on the lower temperatures. Hey, thanks for watching. Drive safe.